Hey, what's up, guys? I'm gonna do a quick, well, not so quick video. I want to make a video on me uppotting this Stenoceras martinezii mid-cut. Um, I'm gonna put it in a 5-gallon container for now. I was gonna uppot it and I'll make a video, but I decided to make a video so you can see me mixing up some cactus mix. I ran out, so this isn't enough. So I'm gonna make a little more. So I always eyeball it with whatever I have on hand, unless I am willing to wait, but I'm not. So I'm going to use this Unigrow cactus mix kind of as a base. Yeah, that's what I use on these big columnars. It's a different ball game when you're gonna root them in the ground. It's a whole different ball game. So I'm going to empty out this whole bag here. And this thing I got at Home Depot a while back. I got it on sale. But yeah, I think it's to collect like oil or something. I don't know. But I use it to mix my cactus mix. So let me show you this mix first. This Unigrow cactus mix has some good things in it. So it has pumice, forest products, not the best, but I mean, and then sphagnum peat moss, not the best also, but peat is a long living thing you could use, an ingredient you could use for a long lasting substrate. It does tend to get water hydrant, so all these other things that you put in it will help it not become water, like want to repel water. There's bone meal, blood meal, cottonseed meal, alfalfa meal, and earthworm castings. So there is no such big box store, big company having the most perfect cactus mix. If you see this has way too much organic matter, which will probably be good for some trichocereus, and not even for dragon fruit. I still wouldn't use this just for trichocereus. I always amend my soil. See, the first ingredient is pumice, but look, there's like I don't know, I don't see it that well. So I always amend my soil. And so what I'm going to do is kind of put equal parts, I always eyeball it, equal parts pumice to this. And so here I have 3/16. This is a smaller pumice. I'm going to add this on here. So that's 3/16, and here I have 3/8, which is this is a bigger pumice. Let me show you. You can see. Let me show you the difference between. This is 3/8. This is 3/16. You can see this is much bigger. There is dust on this. Usually I sift it, but I'm not going to today because it's going in a big mix here. I don't think I have to. I also like adding lava rock. Let me add this bag first. All right. So there it is. This is kind of like equal parts pumice with that cactus mix. So I had a few other things, but let me just start mixing this right now. Start mixing this good. And this is going to take a while. I'm just going to be mixing it using this scooper. So hold on a second. Okay, so I mixed it pretty good. And as you can see, there's a lot more pumice in it. You hold it and it falls apart instantly. It doesn't clump. I'm squeezing really hard. It doesn't clump. That's what you want in a cactus mix. You want a really loose, well-draining mix. But there's a few other things I add to it. Now, let's go grab that now. Actually, there's this 3/8 lava rock I like to use, but I don't have any. But to the bigger pots, I'll add this also. And I didn't show in this video, but in this pot, I usually use this for my pots. I'll put this in the drainage holes so the substrate isn't falling out for the ones that have big drainage holes like this. But when they have little circles like this, I don't do that. I'll just put, you can see a little rock sticking out there. I'll put about one and a half to 2 inches of this really big lava rock, I guess. And that'll help the substrate from falling out. So an example of that, let me show you, is here. Let me zoom in. I just potted this other Martinezii. Let me zoom into the bottom. You see the little, oh man, you can't see it. Yeah, it's not focusing. Yeah, right there, you see it? See that right there? So, that is some, I got it at the swap meet. I thought it was going to last me forever, but it is. I'm almost out. You could use this in the, you could get this from a Home Depot or Lowe's. I got it at a swap meet for like really cheap. But at Home Depot, I saw they're like probably like $4 or $5. And I cut these, and it's sticky on one side. And I'll put them in the drainage holes to keep the substrate from falling out. If not, the substrate will eventually come out. So, also in the big, if I put something in the 15 or 20 gallon container, I'll put some of these big rocks, these big lava rock, in the mix. But I'm not doing that today. I'm using a 5 gallon container. So let me get a few more ingredients. A few more things that I like to put in the mix. Unfortunately, I love using lava rock, also sold as cinders or scoria. I like using the size 3/8, but unfortunately I am completely out. But I will add very little amount because I'm running low of 3/16. The smaller the particle, the more water it retains, but I think it'll still help. So I'm going to add maybe a few scoops of this 3/16 here. You know what? Yeah, just a few scoops. And then, it's kind of funny, but you can't say there's no real soil in it. I like to get some real soil. This is my topsoil. I'll crumble it up. I'm gonna get like two, maybe like two of these, and I make sure I crumble it up. And I like to use some just from extra minerals in the soil, and then I'll use some sand, some extra sand in the mix too. Sometimes I'll use some decomposed granite, but I like to sift it. Yeah, no, I don't have any available right now. Yeah, so I'll add all these things to my substrate, and the amount of pumice and drainage you add to cactus mix, look at its native habitat. If it's somewhere in the desert, you're gonna want to add more. Let me add this stuff to it. You're going to want to add more drainage, some extra sand. And if it's like in the mountain areas where the cactus grow, you might want to add maybe some more organic matter, something with a little less drainage. So more drainage if it's from the desert, less if it's from the mountains. These grow by the ocean, near the ocean. Also, like in Culiacan, Sinaloa. Also in some mountainous areas. So where there's a lot of trees also. So I'm gonna do kind of like in between the drainage amount. What you saw now, that's kind of what I want. That's what I want for the substrate to be. And I'm making a big batch because I'm going to also pot up at least maybe this big guy, maybe that guy too. But I'm gonna need even more soil, because more substrate, because I think I'm gonna put one in a 15-gallon container, which I washed and I'm drying right there. And then I'm gonna use maybe a 20-gallon container for this big sucker. It's like 4.5 feet. Yeah, it's huge. Anyways, so I always make sure I mix things really well, especially I put some topsoil in here and I want it to be dispersed within the mix. And this is what I do when I pot up columnars. I like using a little bit of topsoil. I do this for my fruit trees too, if I put them in a pot, like fig trees. But I'm not a fig tree expert, but I like to put little traces amount of topsoil. Anyways, so yeah, this is a mix I use. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this right on here. By the looks of it, I need a little more. So I'll fill it high up because I want to plant this really high up. I'm gonna wedge a hole in here, compress the soil on the sides. Just like that. And I'm gonna want to plant this particular cutting really high up because it has a pup in the bottom. So this is going to be a unique planting. I'm gonna use these. I don't know if I'm gonna need them. Let's see if it stays up. I think I am going to need these little bamboo stakes. So this is the sucker. You see the little pup. So what I do is, you could use any rooting hormone you have. I already had some on there, but I'm going to add a little bit more. I'm going to add some rooting hormone right there. And then what I like to do also is sprinkle rooting hormone all over the place here. And this is kind of overkill because this is a number 8. You could get it. I got it when it was on sale, so I got like 10 of these. So when I see things on sale that I use, I just go nuts. So this was cheaper than the number 3. It was cheaper. I think it was the price of what number 1 cost. It was really cheap. So I bought like 10 of them. So I'm stocked for like a long time with that rooting hormone. So I want this pup to be above the soil line. So that's why I might need the stakes. Let me see what it looks like when I place it on here. So I want it like that. Yeah. Maybe it'll be uneven on the soil. I really want that pup to hopefully continue growing. I'm gonna move it a little more back actually, because give that pup a good starting a gap. Man, you know what? I might have to do this even higher. That sucks. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I really want this pup, once it grows, I want it to have space. I don't want it to hit against this. So I might even do it a little sideways like that, so the pup can grow up. And I think I am going to use a bamboo here to help support it so it doesn't fall back, because I'm putting it at a really side angle. I think one will be enough. And the reason is because I'm putting it like this a little bit instead of just propping it up, because I want this pup right here to clear this. Hopefully it'll grow up like this if it starts to grow, which I hope it does. So I will put soil right below, or substrate right below where the pup is, to not touch the pup, not disturb it. And I'm hoping this cactus, I'm hoping this roots fine. And I do hope that it gets pups up here, but since this has this one already, I'm hoping this one starts to grow first. And yeah, so that's how that's my mix that I'm using right now for this Stenocereus martinezii. And again, put a stake so that it doesn't fall back, because it does have a lot of weight coming this way. So once it roots well, probably in a few months, I might put this in a 15-gallon, and hopefully this has grown a little bit, but we'll see. It's a nice fat Stenocereus martinezii cut. Ornamentally, it is probably my favorite Stenocereus. Fruit-wise, I've only had really small fruit from this, which were good, but they were really small. So Querétaroensis and Thurburai, those are still my two favorite fruits as of now from Stenocereus. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. I'm gonna mix a lot more of this and pot up one of these big guys right here. And for those of you who don't know, now that you can see all these terracotta pots, the 99-cent store is closing down, and these terracotta pots, the ones they have at Home Depot at the 99-cent store, are the cheapest you will ever find. Something that size, if you go to Home Depot, is probably like $6 or $8. Home Depot, it's $1.29. These are, I think, $2. Yeah, different prices, but pretty cool. So I stocked up. I would go there whenever they were in stock. Every few weeks I'd go buy some. Now I just stocked up. I have more back there. I have more back there. I have some on my shelf, and I have more over here and over here. Yeah. So if you do like terracotta pots, which the plants love them, go get yourself some at Home Depot before they close down. Cheers, guys.